Hello students. Till now we have saw in our previous session in related to World War II and consequences after World War. And also we have saw the attitude of the Congress party those time, and finally Congress party they decided to build on the secular basis. So let us see how the name Pakistan derived, how Pakistan resolution they passed. Let us see. Pakistan. Pakistan. In the beginning days, they thought that they want only a Pakistan state because the majority people were living in this part. The majority people were living in this part, so that they decided that we want only a state. Here majority people are living, so that they thought that only we want Northwest India Muslim state. Northwest India Muslim state they thought. But later it became the state to country. Later they demanded for the country. How? What are the reasons? Let us see. Example, Sare Jahan se Acha. Sare Jahan se Acha. Sare Jahan se Acha, it was composed by Urdu poet Muhammad Iqbal. Muhammad Iqbal composed Sare Jahan se Acha. Once he also said that Northwest India Muslim state is a better, because majority of the people were living in this area, so it is better to provide a separate state, that is autonomous state. Okay, they want an autonomous state. He was said in 1930s. In 1930s, he was addressed in a meeting that it is a better to provide a Northwest India Muslim state. Yeah, the Pakistan word at the time they did not mention the Pakistan word. Till Sare Jahan se Acha writer Muhammad Iqbal also did not mention about Pakistan word. Oh, where does this Pakistan came? The Pakistan word derived from, Pakistan name was initiated or developed by a student, Cambridge University student, name is Chaudhary Rahmat Ali. Chaudhary Rahmat Ali, Cambridge University student, he was initiated the name Pakistan. So what is Pakistan? Let us see. P means Punjab. Now Punjab state, it is in India also located, and it is there also in Pakistan also. Punjab state is there. A means Afghan. K for Kashmir. And S for Sindh and Balochistan. So Chaudhary Rahmat Ali, he was issued certain pamphlets during 1933 and 1935. During 1933 and 1935, he issued certain pamphlets, that is Pakistan. The name was developed by Chaudhary Rahmat Ali, that each and every letter indicates a separate region. P means Punjab, A means Afghan, K means Kashmir, S means Sindh and Balochistan. So this area is, the name was given, but no one took serious. The student attitude and no one took seriously to this Rahmat Ali. But later days, this name only they considered as a Pakistan. They considered this name only and they kept as Pakistan. Next, Congress. What is about the Congress? Congress was very good in stage. The people are demanding for separate Northwest India Muslim state. But Congress also one of the reason. Why Congress is one of the reason for the separate Pakistan state? Because Congress failed to address the fear of the Muslims. Congress failed to address the fears of the Muslims, because Muslims have certain fears. If they live in majority in this area, they may not secure. So that Congress don't have any answer the question which was put by the other Muslims. So that Congress also failed. Congress also failed to give appropriate answer to the Muslims. Right. 23rd March 1943. Very important date. 23rd March 1943, a resolution was passed. A resolution was passed. Very, very important is this resolution. Resolution passed. That resolution, what they demanded in the resolution? In the resolution they demanded that, resolution means that they decided, okay? If they decided that they want an autonomous state. The resolution for autonomous state. They want autonomous state. Autonomous means the state which was ruled by the majority of their people only. So majority of the Muslims. Their desire is our state must be ruled by Muslims. We are the Muslims. So our state should be ruled by the Muslims. So that the discussions are not working. They are still demanding for the state. Still they demand for the state. Like how we demanded for the state of Telangana. So they are demanding for state. We want separate state. We want separate state. We want separate state. But no one took serious. Gandhi also not serious. But suddenly the discussions were not working. They thought that discussions will be not work. Discussion will be not make a separate state. So that time onwards they demanded for a separate nation. Separate nation. So they demanded first for a separate state, but that was not worked out. Then separately they demanded latter days, they demanded for a separate nation they demanded. Yeah, these separate demanded some of the Muslims in initial days. So you have to recall 1937 elections, Congress won 26 states, 26 Muslim states. So certain Muslims were not accepted. No, we have to mingle with the Hindus because our country is India. But you also remember that 1946 all seats were won by the Muslims. All seats won by the Muslim League because Muslim League was convinced the Muslim masses. Muslim League convinced the Muslim masses in favor of the Pakistan. So you have to remember that Muslim League was convinced the Muslim masses in favor of the Pakistan. How? How Muslim League convinced it? How Muslim League convinced it? Yeah, first one. They said that they can enjoy the trade. No Hindu jamindars. No Hindu jamindars exploit them. Exploit them. No Hindu jamindar exploit the Muslim. Jobs for Muslims. Jobs for Muslims. No Hindu moneylenders. No Hindu moneylenders. No Hindu moneylenders. Fourth, religious freedom. Fourth, religious freedom. Fifth, self-government. Self-government. Sixth, trade business. Trade business by Muslims. Trade business by Muslims because before days most of the businessmen were Hindus in India. So very rare trade business Muslims communities were very rare in the trade. So that this Muslim League convincing the people for accepting of the Pakistan resolution to accept for the Pakistan separate state or separate nation. Further they say that no Hindu zamindar exploit us. If we create separate nation, no Hindu zamindars will be there. All Muslims. Jobs for Muslims. No Hindu moneylenders. Hindu moneylenders usually they charged more interest from the Muslims. So that no Hindu zamindars moneylenders will exploit us. Religious freedom. We can develop our own mosque, our own religion. We can enjoy. Self-government. Our Muslims only will rule the country and trade business by the Muslims. So the sensitive issues, because of these sensitive issues, these objectives, Muslim League tried to convince the people. And finally, by 1945, most of the Muslim League was convinced masses. They were convinced the masses, and all the people majority people were accepted. They raised the slogan for Pakistan, separate Pakistan. Yeah. Why? What happened? How Muslim League was convinced? Let us see. Because you also remember that during 1942, Quit India movement was began. When Quit India movement was began, majority of the leaders were in the jail. Very great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, these kind of the great leaders were in the jail. So that during in this session, Muslim League was convinced the people. These are the facts and these are the things. If we got separate Pakistan, we will be benefited. So that they easily convinced the people. Okay, yeah. Now let us discuss about Quit India. Quit India movement was started in 1942. Quit India movement was started in 1942. It was the third major movement. Very important. It was the third major movement against Britishers. Sir, what are the remaining three? What are the remaining two? First one is, you also know that non-cooperation movement. Second one is Dandi March or Salt Satyagraha. And third one, this is the third one, it is Quit India movement. Gandhiji gave. Okay, why this movement was launched? Let us see. Yeah, Sir Stafford Cripps, minister. He was Sir Stafford Cripps was a minister of Britain. He came to India, convinced the Congress, convinced the Mahatma Gandhi to send Indian soldiers into World War II. So he came to convince, but we did not. Gandhiji was not accepted, and we demanded that. Congress demanded. What Congress was demanded? Congress demanded that to appoint an Indian into the defense minister. Congress demanded. What is the Congress demand? Congress demanded that Indian as the defense minister. Demanded for an Indian as defense minister. Defense minister. So these talks were failed. Britishers were not accepted. Congress they demanded for an Indian as defense minister in executive council. They demanding that in the British executive council, Indian should become a defense minister. Then only we will accept. So these are talks. Cripps mission was failed. Cripps mission failed. So after the failure of the Cripps mission, Quit India movement was started. After the failure of Cripps mission, Quit India movement was started. Yeah. The main slogan of the Quit India is, you also know that, do or die. Karo ya maro. Okay? Karo ya maro. It was in Hindi. Cheyandi leda chavandi, it is in Telugu. Do or die. Quit India movement was began. Yeah. So what are the programs? What programs they launched in the Quit India movement? The important programs in the Quit India movement were, first of all, strikes were organized. And second one, acts of sabotage. Yeah, programs under Quit India movement. Strikes were organized, they did strikes, and they also did acts of sabotage. Acts of sabotages means, they are destroying the properties. I repeat, they are destroying the properties. And men, women, youth, women went to jail. Most of the jails were more than 1,90,000 members were in the jail. So even Gandhiji also in the jail. Whenever these people are in the jail, a socialist leader, Jayaprakash Narayan. Yeah. A socialist leader, Jayaprakash Narayan, he was in underground. He was led the movement. Jayaprakash Narayan led the Quit India movement in underground. Moreover, during the time of Quit India movement, self-government. Self-government set up in Satara in East Bengal. Satara and Midnapur. Satara and Midnapur. In Satara, Midnapur, self-government. In Satara, Midnapur, self-government was started and independent. They are demanding for the independent government. These are self-government was set up. That means independent. They are demanding that we want independent government. So the British conditions were very vast during 1940s. Why? Because initial victories of the Germany and Italy and Japan. Germany, Italy, Japan, they are attacking on them. They are completely attacking on them and destroying them. So that the Britishers are afraid. Britishers are needed help of the soldiers, Indian soldiers. But India were not accepted. But illegally some of the soldiers were sent to fight against of the Japan. Because Japan expanding Southeast Asia. So Japan started to attack. Japan is attacking on the Southeast Asia like Singapore, Malaysia, Burma. Slowly Japan is occupying. Whenever Japan is occupying, this is India. Yeah, whenever you come, so this part. So these parts are completely come under the influence of Japan. So Japan was captured. So Japan plan is next they wanted to come to India. So that the Britishers were afraid. British conditions were very vast. And initial victories of the Germany, Italy, Japan. In the beginning of the war, they are influencing a lot. They are destroying like anything. Most of the members, they believe that Germany, Italy, Japan only will win the war. They believe it in the initial stages. Yeah. But what happened? Suddenly they were defeated, that we know. But whenever the Japan expanding the Southeast Asia and whenever the do or die situation came to British, then CPI, Communist Party of India supported British. Yeah, Communist Party of India supported British in World War II. They said that yes, we have to support British because Britishers are fighting for the people. It is a people's war. Why they say it is a people's war? Because they are fighting against of the dictators like Mussolini and Hitler. So it is a people's war. Hence they were supported. But Gandhiji believing different. What Gandhi believing, Gandhiji believes that Japan is an Asian country. So Japan is an Asian country. Japan will be not occupy India. If Japan will occupy India, we will discuss with the Japan and we may free from Japan. The Gandhiji thought that no, Japan will be not occupy us and Japan will be, if they occupy also, we can make discussions through Japan and Japan may be listen to us. It is a Gandhi's thought. Next, so during that time, Subhash Chandra Bose. That you all know that Subhash Chandra Bose was born in Cuttack, Orissa. He was ICS officer. Indian civil servant, like collector, Indian civil servant. But he resigned. And joined in Congress. Joined in I10th. He was ICS officer, but resigned. Then after joining to I10th. I10th means Indian National Congress. He was joined in the Indian National Congress. So he was differed with the Gandhiji idea. Gandhiji, he says that peace. We want peace. But he says that all time the peace will be not work out. So he wanted to do something. He wanted to terrorize. He wanted to attack the Britishers. So that there was a conflict among the Bose and the Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah. Britishers, they thought that any time Gandhiji may accept, but Gandhiji did not accept. Gandhiji was arrested. You remember Gandhiji was arrested in 1942. Later he was released in 1944. I repeat, Gandhiji was arrested in Quit India movement in 1942. He released it in 1944. So during that time, Subhash Chandra Bose was escaped from India because due to the health conditions he released from the jail, and so he was house arrested. He was escaped from the house. He went to Germany. He went to Germany. Subhash Chandra Bose went to Germany and he met Hitler. And he was one of the rare persons who called Hitler with the name Hitler. So he met Hitler. He asked Hitler help to attack on India. He was suggested that to attack Germany on India. So it will be very difficult. That news was reached to Mahatma Gandhi. Hey, what this Subhash Chandra Bose is doing? Okay, it will be frying pan into the fire. I repeat, frying pan into the fire. Because if Hitler will rule India, it will be very dangerous. If Hitler will rule in India, very dangerous. So British is only better than the Hitler. So that is the Gandhiji's thought, Gandhiji's ideology. But whenever he met Hitler, it was Germany is a European country and Europe to India. They wanted to attack because Hitler's enemy is ruling India. Hitler's enemy means who? Britain. Hitler's enemy Britain ruling India. So that he was advised to attack on the British. But Hitler was refused to attack from the long distance to attack on India over the British. He suggested to go his allies near Japan. He was suggested to go meet Japan. Then immediately Subhash Chandra Bose was travelled in submarine. He was travelled in submarine because shoot and sight orders were given to Subhash Chandra Bose. Britishers are searching Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose was finally reached to the Japan. And with the help of the Japan army, he was also made one army. He was also made with one army. That army we are calling as INA. INA means, Indian National Army. Indian National Army. It also called as Azad Hind Fauj. It also called as Azad Hind Fauj. This INA was formed with the prisoners of war, POWs. POWs means prisoners of war. I repeat, prisoners of war. Who are these prisoners? These prisoners were Indians. British sent Indian troops fight against Japan. So British sent Indian troops fight against Japan. So most of the Indians were caught by the Japan. Japan army arrested many of the Indians. Where they arrested? They were arrested near Malaya. They were arrested near Malaya and Burma. Right. So what did you understand? Indian soldiers were went to fight against the Japan in Malaysia and Burma. Malaya and Burma. In Malaya, Burma, Japan were captured. Japan imprisoned our Indian soldiers. So that Indian soldiers were living their Indian soldiers are imprisoned in the Japan. Subhash Chandra Bose met with the Japan officials. He released the Indian soldiers and he was formed Azad Hind Fauj, or also called as INA, Indian National Army. So Indian National Army plus Imperial Army of Japan. They wanted to drive out the British from India. Okay? Yeah. So that you have to remember. And initial days, Russia won in Stalingrad. Why it was failed? We thought that all members thought that Japan will attack on British. Maybe British may go. We don't know that if the Japan won in the World War, we may get independence. We don't know. It may or may not be. If Japan drive out the Britishers or Japan will rule us, he doesn't know. Okay? Yeah. Next. How this aim was not fulfilled? Because Russia won against. You know that Russia won against Germany. Russia won against Germany in the Battle of Stalingrad. In the Battle of Stalingrad, Russia won against Germany. It is an ally. It is an ally of US. Okay, and later INA also defeated. INA also defeated. INA, Indian National Army also defeated. Next, 1945, Japan also defeated. 1945, Japan also defeated. You know that Japan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, they dropped bombs and finally Japan also surrendered to the Allied powers. Next, 1944, Gandhiji was released. After that, 1944, Gandhiji was released. Whenever INA members are defeated, most of the INA members were imprisoned. They were arrested. They were imprisoned. They were arrested. So now, Britain government wanted to punish the INA soldiers. Britain government wanted to punish those members are very actively participated in the Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose was died in an accident that we don't know. The Subhash Chandra Bose was immediately disappeared. Okay, so INA imprisonment. So this is also called as INA trails. INA trails. Those members are joined in the Indian National Army. Those who were caught, they wanted to punish. British wanted to punish Indian National Army members. So these are called as INA trials. In those were caught, Hindus also there, Muslims also there. Hindu Muslims. Certain Hindu persons are there, Muslim persons also there. So British government executed, they were imprisoned and they wanted to execute these members. They wanted to execute. Yeah. They wanted to punish, they wanted to hang. They wanted to hang these Indian National Army members, those who are actively participated. So that all the Indians, Hindu, Muslim, all members, they united. They tried to save these Indian soldiers. They wanted to try to save the person, those who are involved in the Indian National Army, those who are joined into the Indian National Army. Yeah. In 18 February 1946, one strike was organized. The strike was initiated by Royal Indian Navy members. Royal Indian Navy Guards. God means persons. Okay. Royal Indian Navy Guards. They are organized this strike for what purpose? The purpose is bad food. For them, bad food and bad behavior of British. So Royal Indian Navy Guard members, they organized strike. They went on strike for bad food and bad behavior of the British. This was spread all other naval bases. Whenever they organized strike, it also reached to other places. Whenever it was reached to other places, all masses were gathered. Yeah. Whenever all masses were gathered, it was very impossible to control this strike. And these Navy guards, they hoisted the flag on their ship, tricolor flag, and the flags of the communist flags. Communist flags means hammer. The flags with hammer and sickle. Hammer, sickle, tricolor flag. Combined with the flag was they kept on the ships. They kept on the ship and also they are demanding for the better food and better wages. Sickle, crescent. Those people were there, Muslims. Crescent means half moon. Crescent, tricolor flag, hammer, sickle. They hoisted on their ship. And they are organizing this strike, and also they are demanding for the better food, better wages. Better food, they demand. Better food, better wages. They are demanding. Finally, the government was appointed MS Khan Committee. Finally, MS Khan Committee was appointed on this issue and to solve the problem. They wanted to solve this problem. They were appointed MS Khan Committee. This Khan Committee was initiating certain steps to control of this strike. And moreover, they also are demanding the major demand. These all are demanding. Then another demand also to release to release INA prisoners. INA prisoners. To release INA prisoners. They are also demanding that no need to hang the INA prisoners. We want that INA prisoners. So that they are also demanding. Main cause is these are the secondary cause. To release the INA soldiers, Royal Indian Navy members also took in a strike. They participated in the strike. See, 78 ships. 78 ships and 20,000 shore establishment. 20,000 shore establishment. Shore establishment means those who guard the shore. Those who got the show, the 20,000 shores were there, certain groups were there, these all members. Along with this, majority people were certain mill workers. Supporting of these members, certain mill workers also organized it. Mill workers also organized the strike in favor of the INA trials. They are saying these are not the reason, but actual reason is this is the reason. They are saying different reason. Why did you why you are taking participate in strike? Because we want this. These all are secondary. The first one is they want to release the INA soldiers. This was the main reason. But they are saying that is the last. But these are the main. But it is not correct. This is the main. Yeah, just now I said to you that mill workers. To support of this, to support of INA mill worker, INA, February 22, 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs mill workers. 3 lakh mill workers, they went on strike. They went on to voluntarily strike for 2 days. 2 days, very violence. Yeah, February 22, 3 lakh mill workers went on strike. Strike for how many days? 2 days. 2 days. Their main demands was to release INA soldiers. To release INA soldiers. Their main demand was to release INA soldiers. Yeah. Now, let us see Tebhaga movement. In Bengal, one movement was started that called as Tebhaga movement. Yeah, what is Tebhaga movement? Tebhaga movement, peasants were asking share of harvest should be increased to 2/3. For example, tenants, those who took rent land, they are paying most of the grains to the landlords. So that they are asking, what is their demand? The Tebhaga peasants, they are asking share of harvest should increase. Yeah, share of harvest should increase to portion of 2 out of third. 2 portion out of third instead of half. Instead of half. Previously, for example, you are a farmer. If you are a farmer, there was 100 quintals grains you got. So 50 quintals for the owner and 50 quintals for the farmers. It is unfair. So they are demanding that 75 quintals will be farmer and 25 quintals for the owner. So this is they are asking. They want for this purpose. Before that, it was a half will be there. Share of harvest should increase 2 out of third. Okay, 2 out of third instead of the half even less. So this was organized by Provincial Kisan Sabha. Kisan means farmers. Provincial Kisan Sabha, very important. Tebhaga movement was organized by Provincial Kisan Sabha. This is called Tebhaga movement. This movement was started in West Bengal. I repeat, this movement was started in West Bengal. West Bengal by the peasants, by the tenants, or by the farmers, those who took land as a rent. They are paying more grains to the owner. So they are working, but simply owners are getting. So because of that, they did this Tebhaga movement. Yeah. Now let us see the similar movement. Similar movement in Hyderabad state. Yeah. Hyderabad state. Similar movement in Hyderabad state. You know that Hyderabad, you might have learned in 8th class. In 8th class, in Hyderabad state, many landlords are there. One landlord having lakh acres of agriculture area they have. For example, Vishnuri Ramachandra Reddy alone he has 1,50,000 acres of the land. Janna Reddy Pratap Reddy Jannareddy Pratap Reddy, he had more than 50,000 acres of the land. So that Communist Party of India, very very important, CPI, Communist Party of India demanding, Communist Party of India demands, they started, demands, Communist Party of India demands that first one, okay, opposition of the landlords, they demand first, debt should be cancelled, debt should be cancelled. Debt means farmers, they took loans from the landlords. Example, you have to see, you might have seen Rajanna movie, like Doras. The Doras, they give money to the poor people and heavy interest. In Rangasthalam movie also there. They take money and they collect more money. So the debt should be cancelled. This was organized by the CPA party. And abolition of the bonded labor. Abolition of bonded labor. There was bonded labor system was there. Near Dora, you have to work. Example, your father took money, they didn't pay. Within 1 year, it will be double. If you didn't pay the money along with the interest, you have to pay double. Okay? If you are married, your wife also will work. If the children is there for you, in the future, your children also will work. So that kind of very dangerous bonded labor system was there. Okay? Next, they are demanding for the land redistribution. Because Doras are having thousands acres of the land, but they are not cultivating. They are giving rents to the peasants. And the land redistribution, poor people, they do not have any land. So that the CPA party, they are demanding that the land redistribution, like Naxalites, these CPA members involved certain Naxalites, they were completely hoisted the flags of the landlord's flag. Okay? And this movement was turned into violent. They took arms. Like Chakal Ailamma, she was fought against Jamindars, Doddi Komaraya. Many members are there. And Arutla Ramachandra Reddy, Badda Mella Reddy, okay, Battin Mogalaya Gaud. So these all members they fought against the landlords. They fought against the landlords because they don't have any lands. And moreover, the landlords were suppressed them. The landlords didn't give freedom to them. There was a bonded labor system was there. The debt was not cancelled. They are working. They do not talk beyond to the Doras. They have to listen. Doras only, they are acting as a police. They are acting as a political leader. They are acting as a judge. Everything is Dora. So that you might have seen in your movies. So that this kind of the system was there in the Hyderabad state. So CPA party was did against of the landlords, large landlords. This movement was called as Telangana armed struggle. This also called as Telangana armed struggle. Telangana armed struggle. One of the greatest history is there, Telangana armed struggle. Even women also took part. Chakal Ailamma, Arutla and Kamala Reddy, Arutla Kamala Devi. So many members are there. Next, 3,000 villages took active participated in Telangana, in this Telangana armed struggle. So very very important. Next, similar movement. It was started in Travancore. Similar movement started in Travancore, in especially Punapara Vaila. In Punapra Vaila, the similar peasant movement also started. Punapra Vaila in Travancore, it is in Kerala. In Kerala, similar movement also took place. Okay, so Hyderabad armed struggle or Hyderabad Communist Party of India led the movement of Hyderabad peasant struggle. Please remember Hyderabad peasant struggle. Tebhaga movement, it is in Bengal. So this is our topic, children. Thank you.